Hello, Chooms. Welcome back to Augmented Cardboard. Popping in today to talk about the wildly successful Kickstarter for the Cyberpunk TCG that has just officially ended. At the recording of this video, they have made $27 million, which is insane. 48,000 backers, and of course these numbers, might change slightly since they do still have late pledge options and the retailers program. Not really sure actually if the retailers program goes into these numbers on the Kickstarter or if that's a totally separate, accounting thing. But these numbers do have a couple implications for players, for local game stores, and for collectors. So I figured I would pop in and talk about those three things. Probably starting with the player base, which is what I hope to see thrive the most in this game. I'm super excited for organized play. I have called my LGSs and advocated that I wanted to be involved in organized play on this TCG and ask if they were supporting the Cyberpunk TCG. And 2 of the 3 local game stores had it in their outlook. So I'm excited about that I may have somewhere to play nearby. 48,000 backers is a large amount of people. So you can kind of see a community of this TCG forming already. I think that is an extremely good sign. I believe we could look at the viewership of Edge Runners and even the sales of CDPR's Cyberpunk 2077. And that kind of gives us a very wide scope of a possible player base or collector base at the very least. So I think these numbers are very good. And $27 million raised, I think, has some good implications and some bad implications. So this amount of money is a tremendous amount of money, to say the least. And I think WeirdCo making this much money on a Kickstarter platform alone definitely kind of gives you a benchmark of how much product you maybe should be printing going into future sets, and considering that popularity of this TCG probably will rise with the structure of organized play that they've already outlined and outcoming information that we still have not received, card reveals, content creators, etc. I also think this amount of money kind of encourages WeirdCo to have a sense of pressure on them, which I don't think is a bad thing for companies at all. It kind of keeps you listening to your community. It keeps your ear to the street and what people are saying, how you can improve. Keeps the pressure on to keep sets releasing at a decent pace. I personally am super excited that they said they plan to kind of stretch their release windows. Other TCGs are kind of in a place where they release sets so often and metas change so often that I feel like you almost don't even really get to experience metas, and the amount of new sets you'd have to purchase to stay relevant or stay in the hobby is just a ridiculous amount of money. So I kind of get release fatigue, and I can appreciate that WeirdCo maybe is addressing these issues, and I look forward to seeing what the company does moving forward. Now, the possible negative side of the $27 million raised would be LGSs. So with $27 million already spent on this TCG and 48,000 backers, from all over the place, are these people going to go back into their LGS, pick up more booster boxes, and keep ripping? $27 million is a lot of the market already accounted for, if you will. Now, obviously, there will be people who miss the Kickstarter and see these cool cards online and other arts and people playing and want to get involved, and that's great. And I do know that Weird Co. included 31 separate iconic rares I talked about in a previous video. I'll probably link that in an end screen for you guys if you wanted to go check that out. But I think this number gives Kickstarter backers a reason to go back to their LGS and keep ripping a couple boxes, for a chance to get some single arts. And it gives collectors a big reason to pursue something that, the beta backers might not have all of, since they already spent money on beta product. A lot of people might not go back and start ripping the retail version and more look for singles rather than booster boxes. So I think with those things, I think Weird Co. is doing a good job trying to address this and support the LGS, both with organized play and with product. I'm not super familiar with the retail program. I've glanced over it, but I don't have a local game store myself, so I haven't full dove into this. I definitely hope people are going into stores and ripping the product and supporting their LGS. Obviously, I think this is what will make the trading card game go farther in the future. And yeah, that basically covers that point. On the beta end of things and the collector side of things, there's 48,000 backers. Now, not all of these backers are getting a beta box. Some of them are just getting starter decks. Some of them are getting, extreme different Kickstarter tier rewards that other backers aren't getting, or that a lot of backers are getting. So from a collector standpoint on this, that kind of makes your card population relatively high. So for people who grade cards, not actually sure if any grading companies will be grading Cyberpunk TCG off the rip. I am aware that they were partnered with CGC on the Kickstarter, even offering a pre-graded card in one of their tiers. So maybe CGC will be doing this. Not sure if other graders are. I will try to get that answer and probably drop it in a post for everyone. But I'm not a huge card grader myself. I don't actually own any graded cards. And looking at modern era Pokemon, obviously population counts are extremely high at this point anyway, and it hasn't really fluctuated in pricing any different there. But yeah, just something to consider if you plan on grading and collecting these cards is that this initial set population might be a lot higher than future sets. I don't think that's a bad thing. I personally plan on playing and collecting. I don't necessarily collect things for their value. You guys will probably see that in the future as I start dabbling in a little bit of Pokemon content, since I am a huge TCG collector, and the Cyberpunk TCG will hit a bit of a lull while we wait for fulfillment on our Kickstarter products. And once those come in, I will be doing some pack ripping videos. I'll probably do a beta box unboxing just for people who didn't necessarily back the Kickstarter and missed out on this beta box. I will probably be doing that, sleeving some cards up, showing off the exclusive Nova Rare foiling and texturing, all that jazz. That kind of covers today's video. I definitely appreciate you guys jacking back into Augmented Cardboard. I'm Jordan, just a reminder, and I will see you guys in the next one.